And now for something completely different. Hey everyone, it's Apache here and welcome back to another episode of Vintage Story on the Aura Fury server, but today we're starting off in my Minecraft creative world. I'm here because I like to actually come here to prototype some of the builds that I'm going to be doing in Vintage Story. I find Minecraft a little bit easier to work with in terms of world edit, building schematics, and also there is a huge community out there which has already built some amazing builds for Minecraft, which I can then kind of import back over into Vintage Story. I'll just show you one quick example here, which is over here. In Scalds of Vintara we had a quad blade windmill, which was actually this building over here. And so I took it out of this world, built it back up in Vintage Story, and stuck windmills on it, the rotor blades coming out of here. And so I've brought you in here to show you the potential for a new little build which I'm going to be doing. I really want to get a forge set up. So with Hellhammer setup and windmills, that kind of thing. But I don't want to just rebuild the quad blade helicopter over there. And so I found this gorgeous little build. Now I have used this once before on Enigmatica expert mode when Nathan and I played that. However, we didn't play that pack for very long at all. I think I built it in episode 9 and I might have actually finished that episode as well. And I wasn't really too happy with the way the build came out. And so I think in Vintage Story I can make this build a huge amount better than it is. But I want to show you this in its kind of... this is just as it comes out of the Minecraft schematic which I've got from minecraftschematics.com. I've added the path, I've added the little fence around the edge, and I've added one of my little light markers here. But other than that, this build is pretty much as it was. So I think I want to take this down so we can actually have some proper smoke coming out of the top of it on the server. Should be able to do that. And then in here, we've got enough space in here for some forges inside here. Maybe even 4 forges here, but maybe just the 2. And then we do actually have enough room here for a Hellhammer setup. If we place the anvil down there, we can still move around the anvil exactly as we'd want to as we're smithing various different items. But we've also got enough space. I suppose if we just grab one of these, it would be the Hellhammer block would be from there and the Hellhammer base would be here. So we would actually have enough space around here. So the toggle would be this furnace here, and then we'd need something coming out of the ground here to allow the toggle to turn. And then outside of here, I suppose at the back it would have to be, and maybe just a little bit away, we would have a windmill up here. Now I want to do a quad blade windmill again. I really like the idea of having a quad blade windmill, but I don't want to just copy the design we had before. I suppose we can, while we're here, we can actually have a look at the build that we did on Scalds of Vintara. Unfortunately, my creative world that I used during Scalds has now gone. I reformatted my computer and the save game was deleted along with that. But this is the build. This is exactly the build that we made. And so this is much more of a kind of high medieval build of this, I would say. Much more fantasy build as well. It's not really true to life as any build windmill would be. And then I had an idea to maybe use something like this, but this is much more of a kind of high medieval militaristic one. This is actually a beacon up here. I was thinking maybe we could modify this to have some rotors coming out of it. But looking at pictures of some early medieval and early early windmills basically, I've found a design which we might like to do. One of the problems I have found whilst trying to do the builds in Vintage Story is that I'm trying to build in a Celtic Iron Age style, which is about I'd say around 200 BC up to around 50 AD, which is where I'm basing it around. Whereas windmills weren't introduced to to Britain until at least 650 AD, if not into the kind of 1100 AD. So it's like a 400-year range where it could have been. But I have found some things which might work for the build style that we're doing. And so, just as a bit of a thing at the end here, we're going to head down into the bottom of this little ship over here as our way to get back to Vintage Story. We will head down into here. And I managed to find an infinity portal. And so I will need to be in survival for this. So we go game mode survival. There we go. And now we can head back through Vintage Story. And here we are back in Vintage Story. So we need to change our mode back to creative. This is in my creative world here. And so if we come up and beyond these trees, you can see I built a windmill back here. I built a couple of tower designs. I've been trying out these and seeing what works and what doesn't. This is a reconstruction of the blacksmith, but this I did from memory and I couldn't quite get it right. So I'm going to have to go through and have Minecraft up on the other screen and just go through block by block, making sure everything's okay. But yeah, this is the type of windmill which I've been thinking of. Now this is as close as I can get to something like this image, which is up on your screen now. So you can see it is a round tower design with a fairly flat top to it. And I think that's pretty much what we've managed to create here, apart from the fact that it does have the 4 blades on it. And with 4 blades, I like having a quad blade windmill like this, because it allows you to double axle the helve hammers, and it also allows you to have a couple of querns on there as well as the helve hammers going all at the same time. Inside we've got a decent amount of space in here, but there's obviously nothing in here at the moment. This is just the raw skeleton of it, but you can see this is pretty much how far it goes up. I've made this effect by placing just raw granite cobblestone at the bottom layer, and then the one on top of it is chiseled 2 further in than the bottom one, and then the one on top of this is actually 2 further in than that, and 2 further in again, and so on and so forth. You can actually climb up the wall of this thing as if it was a little staircase. Obviously coming back down again is a bit harder, but yeah, you can actually climb all the way up to the top. So we might have a couple of gates in at the top just here, just to make sure that you can get in if you do climb up there. So actually put maple gate in just here and see what that looks like. So if we go like that, so yeah, we can actually climb out and do maintenance on the blades if we need to. We'll come back down. I tried it over here with going 1 further in on each step. So you can see we have the bottom, which again is just pure granite cobblestone, and then this is 1 further in, and then this is 1 further in again, and again, and again, and again, and again. But this, I think, creates more of like a fantasy style tower rather than trying to recreate a round windmill. And I wanted to see just how far up it would go to become a spike. And it's really quite far up. This one takes 3 layers to transition from 5, then down to 3, then down to 1. This one just goes from 5 at the bottom to 3 here, and then down to 1 just there. So it's a lot steeper transition on this one, and I'm not too keen on it for what is essentially a reconstruction of a real world design. So I think that's pretty much it for our creative world building here. I want to go back onto the Aura Fury server now. We spent long enough away from it, and show you some of the wares that we got from Sunday's live stream, and also some of the stuff we're going to be doing in today's episode. Well, now at long last, the game and the server have updated. Here you can see to 1.14.0 in stable release. And so now when we go into the server here, we'll actually be able to create our character. Now this is a completely new thing which has been added to the game. If you are on an old save game, then the first time you log in with 1.14, you will be given this screen here once it loads. I'll show you in a second. Taking a while to log in because this is the first time I have done on this version of the game. And here we go. We have the customize skin screen here. And so this allows you to add a whole load of different skin tones to your character. You can have all kinds of different stuff. We're going to go with this one. Whole different load of facial expressions. As you can see, we have angry, grr, and grin, yay, and smirk. Kind, we have upset, oh no, that is kind, we have upset, we have neutral, we have sad, we have serious, we have tired, and we have very sad. We're going to go with serious, I think. There we go. You can choose your eye colour. We're going to go with orange here, bits of the golden eyes. If you are interested in the Wheel of Time series, you'll know the name, a series of books, then you'll know the name Golden Eyes from there. Breeches, we're going to have the underwear. You can have two-piece, you can have a leotard, and you can have breeches. We're going to go with breeches. The hairstyle, you can have completely bald, you can have balding. Let's have a look actually what they look like with complete bald head. That looks a bit silly. Now balding just at the sides, but we are going to go with long hair with strands. Now, I used to, up until a couple of years ago, have very, very long hair. I used to be able to sit on my hair. I used to love it. But I shaved it all off for charity. Raised just over £1,000 in pound sterling for the Brave the Shave for cancer research. So yeah, I've now got a shaved head, but I do like having characters with long hair in games, and we're going to go with the Viking top braid as well. There you go. So it gives us a little bit of extra length down the back of the hair there. With the moustache, we've got a load of different stuff in here as well. I'll let you have a look through these on your own, in your own world. But we are going to go with, I believe it is the pencil one there. And we're going to do that because we want a beard as well. And the beard we want is the goatee with horns, just like that. And having the pencil beard allows us to kind of fill in around the top. That's what my beard used to look like as well. I've shaved the beard off completely as well now. And so this is what it used to look like, I suppose. Yeah. And then the hair colour, we're going to go with the charcoal grey here. And I think that is probably the best representation of what I have looked like for most of my adult life, at least. So there we go. That is everything there. We're going to click on confirm skin. Now this is really important. You can choose your class as well here, and we're going to get onto that in a minute. But what you need to do is do this in order. So we have our character here. I'm going to click on confirm skin, just like that. And so now we are this character here. Now if you go into your class and choose your character first, just say confirm class, it doesn't allow you to then go back and change your skin. so you'll be forever stuck with the skin that you chose. So you make sure you go through this in order. Choose your skin first, and then choose your class. These classes are quite fun, and I have found out how to mod the classes and add new ones, so I will be having a look into that in future and adding in some of the regular kind of D&D classes, but you might say Dungeons & Dragons style classes. There's a few that I think will really fit in with this game, which aren't in here. There's only a couple in here at the moment, and I'm sure more will be added in the future. So, the commoner, leave behind your old life, crawl into the new world. Commoners are generalists from a multitude of backgrounds. While they have no defining skills or strengths to speak of, they also lack the weaknesses of those who specialise. So you have no positive or negative traits. And then we have the hunter. Loose your arrow, kill the beast, take it home to your dying child. Eventually, your child will die, and you'll find yourself providing for someone else's dying child. That is dark. That's really dark. It shows you just how in-depth this game can be and how deep this game can be. Hunters are ranged specialists that excel in wild forests, plains and mountains. They struggle with confined tunnels of the underground. We have focus, which is plus 10% range damage, plus 30% ranged accuracy. Resourceful, plus 10% animal loot, and plus 10% when harvesting animals. It takes 10% less time. We have fleet-footed, which is plus 10% walking speed. Bowyer, exclusive craftable crude bow and arrow, which is a very early game bow, which is created with rope, which you create from cattails. So it's just cattails and sticks you need to make a bow. However, I believe you still need to make the arrows, so you can make flint arrows, I suppose. It's not too bad. And then far-sighted, but the problem with that is you still need the feathers. The feathers are ridiculously hard to come by. I still haven't ever seen one. I've hardly seen any chickens even on this server, so there you go. You need to find chickens for this to be useful. And then farsighted is minus 15% weapons damage and minus 15% ore drop rate. This is one we don't want. We definitely want the ore drop rate to be high. I'm not too worried about weapons damage. I'm not really planning on hitting that much stuff, just protecting myself in the storms, that kind of thing. So we're not going to go for the hunter. But Malefactor, this is the one I really like. So this is, Malefactors are tenacious survivors. Oh no, we'll do the top bit first. Terrible things are done in the heart of despair. She is gone, but you remain. And you can see one of the best things about this is we get a free mask with this one, so that'll be quite cool. Malefactors are tenacious survivors who can avoid unwanted attention and find loot that others might have missed. A heavy conscience leads to weakness in combat, however. We have Forager, plus 10% loot from foraging and plus 20% wild crop drop rate. We have Pilferer, which is plus 15% drop rate, plus 10% rusty gear drop rate, and plus 5% chance to collect cracked vessels. And then we have Furtive, minus 20% animal seeking range, which means we can be closer to wolves than we otherwise will be able to be. I think it goes down from 6 blocks to 5 blocks, something like that, where their aggro range kicks in. Frail, we have minus 2% health points. That doesn't really bother me, to be honest, and minus 25% bow drawing strength. However, the bows in this game are absolutely terrible and I have no intention of ever using one, so that's an absolutely free negative trait for me. And plus 15% weapons damage, but you spam hit in this game anyway, so that doesn't really matter. We are going to confirm this class as being that one, but we want to have a look at the other classes as well. The Clockmaker, this is a really interesting one. I know Nathan went for this class, so he's already got this. I think because the two of us are playing together for most of the time, we won't need to worry about the increased benefits of this class because he'll be able to do all of that. It won't benefit us having both of us with that. So, the machines never stop ticking down there. You've seen to that. You can hear them in your sleep. Clockmakers are masters of precision and systems. They can easily dismantle or repair machinery, but they have no stomach for violence. So plus 25% damage against mechanicals, so that is the locusts. Plus, and technical, which is minus 1 temporal gear cost to repair translocators. This is the really big one. This is huge, to be honest, because temporal gears are very, very rare. We do have them technically on farm, I suppose, but they are still a very, very rare resource. We have fleet-footed, plus 10% walking speed. We have frail, which is minus 2% health points and 25% bow drawing strength, same one as we've seen before. And we have nervous, plus minus 15% weapons damage. So again, it's the same as we've seen before with malefactor, frail and nervous. And then the final one is Blackguard. This is probably my least liked class, and it's mainly for the first of these negative traits down here. Fight if you must, kill if you must, don't look away. A hard gaze on life will see you through. So this is the guy with a 1,000-yard stare. Blackguards are fierce soldiers, but thrive in the close range skirmish. But a life of conflict has its downsides. They have no talent for delicate work and need more food to maintain their strength. So we have Soldier, which is plus 20% weapons damage and plus 10% armor durability, and Hardy, which is plus 10% mining speed, plus 5 health points. I mean, the plus 10% mining speed is quite nice. Health points are pretty useless because we don't really use them. I think the biggest thing I would use that for is falling down, like to negate more falling damage, but that's pretty much it. Ravenous, plus 30% hunger rate, that instantly rules this class out as one that I would ever pick. Nearsighted, we have minus 15% range damage. Again, that's a useless negative trait for me because I would never use a bow. Don't really use spears either, to be honest, as a ranged weapon, or rocks. So yeah, I just use a sword for pretty much everything. And then heavy-handed, minus 10% loot from cracked vessels, minus 15% loot from foraging, and minus 20% wild crop drop rate. So again, we live off foraging, and we will be getting into farming very, very soon. So not interested in any of that. And then we're back around to the commoner. So we're going to go for the malefactor. I really like plus 5% chance to actually collect cracked vessels. That's a really, really rare one, and it'll allow us to actually get some really nice decorative, very, very rare decorative items that we can use around the place. So we're going to confirm that, and then we actually get our costume here. We're going to have a look at what we look like. So if we come into F5 mode here, and again, oh, can't use it with this. We can see this is what we look like. I have my leather armour on. Now in this game now, we also have body temperature. This is something we're going to have to really look at. But I am going to have to do a couple of things very, very quickly. I need to head outside. It is spring. Are any of these available? No, they are not. I'm going to have to run over to Nathan's very, very quickly and grab some food because I don't have any. And then we're going to talk about some of the changes that have gone on around here. Okay, so now we're nice and full. We can see that stuff around here has changed a lot. This is over at Nathan's. He's built up a huge amount on the top of his pyramid just there. But over here, this is where a lot of the stuff has changed. In the last couple of weeks, I've been doing some live streams over on twitch.tv/Apache Gaming UK. Come and join us on Sundays if you can. We stream most Sundays. I haven't been able to get to every single one of them. I try to put them up onto YouTube as well. They will be coming up fairly soon on the channel. But yeah, we've extended this farmland out all the way out to here. Extended it all the way around. And I believe that this will also wrap around up here as well eventually. We've got this incredible custom tree. We've actually learned how to make custom trees in this game. So we've got a 2x2 oak tree here with some roots coming out of it at the bottom. And to do this, I'll go through this at a later date, but the basic idea is to actually grow trees in the air to make a canopy layer, and then to build oak logs down to the ground and actually build the trunk yourself. So that's how you build custom trees in this game. But this now leads around here, as it did before. But up here, this is where the big changes have started. We now have a path coming around this side, with another terrace up there. And this is where my farms are going to be, up here. So I'm going to have a nice big terrace farm, or basically some farmland, up here. I'm going to probably take this one out as well. Where is that? Keep my sword on me just in case. And then we have the path. This used to be really straight, but now it winds around. We've added another bridge up on here, so you can see going across there. And again, it winds around here, comes over, and we're going to build a bridge just here. I don't know what all of these floating numbers are. That's something new in 1.14, but I'm not too sure what it is yet. We're going to build a bridge going across this little gap here, and then a nice little stream, a rivulet coming underneath, linking this little pond over to here. And then we come down into my area. And again, there's some changes over here. It used to be that the path, you can see where it was here, used to go straight down, used to turn it very sharp 90 degrees and head straight down. But now we head over to this side, and actually through this ruin. This is one of the original ruins, and this is a gatehouse ruin. So it made sense that the original path would have actually come through this gate and then into the village over here. And so we have changed this. I've taken this out completely, and I need to actually take up this. Do I have a knife on me? No, I don't. But we can take off all of this, because all of this needs to go because of the berries just there. We've actually got one right now. But if any hares spawn on this, we're going to go straight for those. And raccoons. Let's get rid of some of this. I'll do it all properly again later. You can see that I have actually cleared out the charcoal pit, and that is now all over here. We have a huge amount of charcoal. Oh yeah, the chests now actually give an animation when they open. It would be nice if stuff rendered inside it. It is still just an empty chest. But you can see we've got a ton of charcoal. What else do I want to do? Right, I need to put stuff away. Do we have a go chest? Just use one of these. This one here. So I put down all my clothes in here. I've actually just been chatting to Nathan. He's talking, saying about we need to have a load of flax on hand, because clothes now have durability. So you can see the condition of these, even the stuff we've just got, the malefactor stuff, is heavily tattered stuff. So we're going to have to get some flax twine together to actually repair a lot of this. And we're also going to need a lot of flax to be able to build a load of these crates as well. So that is one of the first things that we're going to focus on. I didn't think these were actually supposed to... in 1.13, if you had soil which wasn't connected to another load of soil, it didn't grass over, but now in 1.14 it is. That's another change. Okay, so that's a big change actually for landscaping purposes, because we can no longer use soil for path texturing, because it will just turn to grass. Anyway, we were actually putting some of this stuff away. Get rid of those. Let's get rid of a lot of this stuff for now, and then over here as well. I just want to empty out my inventory so it's a lot easier to manage stuff. There we go. Okay, so what else has changed? Not a huge amount around here, but we need to work out where we're going to put that windmill and where we're going to put the little blacksmith. So I actually do want to get a few stacks of the granite cobblestone here. We're going to work out, I think, up on the hill just here might be a perfect place for a windmill. And then down here, maybe just up on this little rise here, will be a good place for the blacksmith. So we'll say... actually no, will it? If I do the windmill first, then we can work out everything else around that. So if we want this to be a little bit away from that, so if we say it'll be there. Now, the windmill itself is, I believe, a shape like this. So it's 5, and then, no, that one's wrong. Then 2, and then 1. And then 2, 3, 4, 5. Is this right? Yes, it is. Okay. And then it would be 1 and 2. 1. 2 there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. Okay. So, do I have my camera count up? Yes, I do. Okay. I'm going to bring you over onto the other... Let's see if I can do this. Camera. Oh, no. There we go. Now, so you should be able to see this. So if I head up now, we can see what that looks like from afar. Is that going to be okay? Let's put the camera up here somewhere. I want it to be... yeah, about there. Okay. Now if I come back over onto here, I can walk around. Yay! Okay. So if that is there... then yeah, I think down here on this level, you can see me walking around there, this is where we're going to want the blacksmith. And so if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, that's going to be far, far, far too close. You can see what I'm doing down here. So if we have a look at how close this is, that is going to be too close. So, if we take those two out, and bring it back this way, but again, no, this is not going to fit in this space here, unfortunately. We're either going to have to bring this out a lot further and have it starting, say, about here, or it's going to have to be in a completely different place. So I think it may... I don't want it too close to that building, that's the thing, so I think it may have to be somewhere else. But if we say this is where the windmill is going to be, it is just outside the walls, technically. But I think that'll be okay, and we can have actually a nice little path coming to it from here. So we'll split off from here, and we'll head up this way, and into the windmill there. We could even have 2 doors on it if we wanted to, and this would be to inside the village. I think that'll be okay. Let's come back up here. have a look at it from just at the top of a rise just here as well. Yeah, I think that's an okay place. Again, if we come onto the camera account, let's just see if there's anywhere else that would actually suit it. So maybe on the coastline just here would be an okay spot. And so it'd actually be in view of Nathan's base there. And because it's quite a tall building, maybe it would be okay here. So let's build another circle. If I pull the camera back to, say, there, and you just stay there for a minute while I head on over, and we'll see what it looks like here. I don't know if it's going to be that good. We'll be able to get a pretty instant view of how it's going to look. So, looking at this, I would probably want it on this rise. So we'll bring up the land and terraform all of this up to this level. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1. Just take out some of these. And then it would be 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 2. Is that right? 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. 1, 1, 2. Come on, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1. And then 1, 2, just there. Okay. So now if I take out the center bits of this, just for connecting bits, that will make it a bit easier to see what is where. That one. What else? That one. That one and that one. And that one. Okay, so that is everything. Now how does that look? Looks a little bit weird for now, so I'll bring you a bit closer to it. Maybe actually yes, that is the better place. Because then we can put the blacksmith just here, where I am now. So let's see what that will look like. That we will want, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then we'll bring this over to here. And so this will be the footprint of the blacksmith just there. And again, I want to bring this further out just so we can see what is where. I can push that back actually, so we can have a nice little bit out of the front as well. Yeah, that can actually go back quite far. Looking at it, it can go back maybe another 5 to 6 blocks from there. I quite like that. Yeah, I think that's definitely where we're going to have it. I think it is better than having it over there at least. I think I'll leave that footprint down though, so we've got a footprint for a later building. But yeah, this is where it's going to be. Well, I think that is where we're going to leave things for today. I didn't realise this was going to be quite such a long episode, but with all the 1.14 stuff coming in, I'm really glad we've actually been able to make our little character here. I really like how he looks. And we've been able to get the class sorted out as well. And we've been able to sort out a lot of the stuff with what we're going to build and where we're going to build it. So look forward to that in upcoming episodes. I'm sorry it has been a while since the last episode. We've had a lot of problems in real life at my home, which have just confounded so many problems into one. I won't bore you with the details, but it's been extremely difficult to record over the last few weeks. So thank you for bearing with me throughout all of this. Your support has been incredible. So many new people here on the channel. Welcome to every single one of you. And I hope you're here for a long time, and I hope you enjoy everything that I put out here. So thank you very much for joining me today. If you did enjoy this episode, please leave a like, comment and subscribe on the video and to the channel, and I will see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting me by subscribing to the channel and liking and commenting on the videos. Thanks. See you next time.